wife, that's another story. She probably wouldn't like it. But if you like quiet, this thing's quiet. And the seats are very comfy. Now, of course, all kinds of controls. You put the home screen. You can get all kinds of stuff. You can adjust the mirrors, the steering wheel, the window lock, your display brightness. You can make it brighter or dimmer. You can mess with just about everything on these. It takes a while getting used to this turn signal shifter. I'm like, where's park? Well, when you go here, there's park. You push that, then it goes into park. Now I just have to figure out how to turn the thing off. Like I say, if you're not into electronics and gizmos, don't buy one of these cars. Well, I looked it up on the internet and it says put it in park, which I have, then open the door. There's no door handle, but there's a button. It claims that'll turn it off. Let's see if that worked. Well, yes, indeed, it seemed to work, because when I open the door, there's no power steering now, meaning the vehicle is turned off. There's also buttons you can push on the dash. Let me tell you, if one of these things ever breaks, I'm glad it's not going to be me who's fixing them. I can just imagine the things that can go wrong with this. And for those of you who regularly lose your car keys, don't lose your little card. I'd say get a few of them, put them in good places. There's a lot of room in one of these babies. Look at all this space. There's a lot of leg room. They're comfortable cars. I'll give them that. Big old trunk too. Now technically this is a small crossover SUV. Only this is the dual motor, so it's got motor front and back, and it's extremely fast. It goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and has a top speed that's limited to 150 miles an hour. Now they claim it has a range of 303 miles. This one seems to go about 280 or so miles. And the dual electric motors put out 450 horsepower. Now the battery, which is on the bottom of the car, it weighs a whopping 1,200 pounds. The one disadvantage of having big electric cars, they have big, heavy electric batteries. Now I asked the owner about range and recharging, and he said it was about half full coming here. He went to a Tesla supercharge station, and it took about 25 minutes to put in a half charge. You gotta plan this ahead. It's gonna take some time. Big powerful batteries take a long time to recharge. That's just how it is in the electric car world. The compact crossover, man, this baby's got space. If this wasn't enough, of course you can put the seats down if you want, but there's even room under here. Electric cars have an awful lot of space. Since they don't have engines and transmissions, they got space in the front too. Kind of like a Volkswagen Beetle. Not a particularly large amount of space, just like the old Beetles. But there's space nevertheless. You can put a good cooler in there. But you can hear when I close the front trunk. Batteries weigh so much, they gotta compensate to get rid of weight. Not the most solid construction. Now this is a brand new car, but check it out. Here's the passenger side. Look at the size of the gap here. For the driver's side, it's almost touching. It isn't built all that well in terms of fit. You would never see such a wide gap from one side to the other in, say, a Lexus. And of course, they have gimmicks like these flush door handles that you push and then it pops up. But even then, you still got to kind of reach in here and grab out, which is not that comfortable. You would have thought with all this technology, hey, they might have thought of something that popped out a little bit better or had something to grab other than having to stick your hand in there like you're jerry rigging something. But I do have to say they're fun to drive around, even though it's weird sitting behind a wheel where there's nothing in front of you but this fake wood veneer stuff. Everything is on a giant screen. You can open the trunk, close the trunks, do everything on the screen. So truly you'd have to call this a minimalist car. Obviously that was designed. There's nothing here. Most of it is very minimal. It's a good thing there's a large backup screen to look at, because look at the rear window. It has a very restricted view. When you're driving down the highway, you're not seeing behind you all that well. They went for a cool look, but making that cool look makes a very limited view when you're driving a car out the back. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.